Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We have with us Jamie Rigdon and Tim Martin. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You know, one thing that I like to do, and some people would think that I'm lazy, is I don't pre-interview. You come in, I don't know anything about the topic, and the reason I like that is because if I interview you before, then when you come in for the actual interview, then I'm in the intermediate level of questioning. The people at home will go, what is he talking about? So I don't know what this Bike the Bull benefit ride is. So
that's why I called it a run.
Well,
that was his long segue to explain why he made that mistake. Yeah. That's why Jamie's here.
Yeah.
Tell us all that we're going to ride, ride what, and ride where.
We are super excited.
Okay.
This is our second year to have a benefit bicycle ride. We are going to start at the First Christian Church in Mountain Home, which is the beautiful church by the Ford dealership on Highway 62. And we have two distances that our cyclists can ride. We have a 16-mile route that takes you directly to the Bull Shoals Gaston's Visitors Center. So you get to go across the dam. You'll end up at the Visitors Center. And if they just want to do that 16-mile ride, we'll have a shuttle available for them that will take their bikes and then back to the church.
Okay.
So they don't have to worry about getting picked up or getting back. Then the 38-mile ride will be round trip. You'll do the same course to the Visitor Center, but then you'll continue on through Flippin, cross Bull Mountain, and cut down through Cotter, so you'll get the scenic view at Cotter, and then back on 62 to the church.
Okay, now will there be a sag wagon available for everybody?
There will be. ABS Bicycle, Alan Strain here in Mountain Home is going to take care of us on that. So hopefully no one will have any trouble along the way. But if you had a flat or forgot your helmet or one of those things, then he'll be able to fix you up the morning of the ride.
Okay, because it's important you would not be allowed to ride without a helmet on.
Correct.
Okay.
Everyone must have a helmet. We're going to start registration at 7 o'clock, and it's on Saturday, October 13th.
Okay.
So 7 o'clock, come on, register. We'll be doing that till 8, and then the ride will start at 8. And we also have a free full breakfast available for all the participants. So we're encouraging everybody to go ahead and come at 7 or even a little sooner, enjoy breakfast. And this is not a timed event or a race. It's strictly a ride. So we're just going to enjoy the day and hopefully raise some money for Caitlin on her mission trip.
Is it open to all ages?
All ages, all skill levels. We'll have some road ID coupons for the participants too. We'll also have T-shirts available for purchase, and the money that we raise from that will also go into helping Caitlin fund her mission trip.
Okay. Now, how much does it cost to participate?
$20.
$20, okay.
Now, if you're not a cyclist and you don't want to participate or you're going to be out of town, $10. You can be a spirit rider. Again, that's all just going to help out our mission fund.
Okay. And of course, I'm sure the next question is, let's talk about the mission.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Caitlin is your daughter.
That's correct. She's our oldest of three.
And I heard you talking earlier before we even started the show that all these countries that she's going to be going to. Explain the process or what she's doing.
Well, it's kind of new to us too. Caitlin came home. She was in her senior year, and she has since graduated. Thank goodness. But she came home and told her mother and I want to do this world race, and we didn't know what it was. And the more she told us about it, the more excited she became, and she had been praying about it and has a heart for missions. We've been on mission trips as a family before, and so she explained to us that it's 11 countries in 11 months, and that she would be leaving in September. And we tried to dissuade her a couple of different times, and she said, "Mom and Dad, you don't understand. I'm not asking for your permission. I would love your blessing." And so we decided that we should probably get on board. Yeah. And we are very excited for her. She's just completed her first month and just finished her first country, which was Malaysia.
Oh, so she's there now.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She left September the 3rd and was on field about the 8th or 9th of September in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, then to Kuala Krai. And then took a bus last Saturday to Singapore and flew from Singapore to Darwin, Australia, where she is now. we were able to Skype with her quite frequently while she was in Malaysia. We Skyped with her in the Darwin airport, beg your pardon, in the Singapore airport before she left. And we have not heard from her in Darwin directly, but we have heard indirectly that they are doing well. And she's on a team of 7 people.
I was going to say, as a father, is she alone or is she with a
group?
Yeah,
that was, and of course, these are all questions that are excellent ones that we've asked 100 times. And she's on a team. Yeah, exactly. She's on a team of 7, and they're a part of a squad of 50. And so the squad travels not all at the same time, but pretty much together, country to country. And it's sponsored by Adventures in Missions, and it's quite exciting. And her job is to be the hands and feet of Jesus to people in 11 countries, 11 different countries in 11 months.
I'm sure she interacts with people on her trip as she goes along. And how's that work? I mean,
I believe so far so good. There are AIM partners, I think they call them, in every country that they visit, and they will provide lodging and shelter and food and all the necessities.
So her destinations are all planned out.
Correct.
And when she gets there, she meets people. So I mean, it's.
And every country is a different mission. In Malaysia, they did a lot of physical labor. They actually helped pour the footings for a church building that they're constructing, and then they witnessed in the evening to Hindu families. In Malaysia, it's predominantly Hindu and Muslim, and so they are not to be very overt about their faith. They are to say, if questioned, that they are tourists. Darwin, Australia is a little more friendly to Christians, and so it's a little more. You can be a little more open about what you're doing. And every country is slightly different, and it's a moving target. You say they know where they're going, and they do primarily, but that can change, and they don't know exactly what order the countries are going in. They have a good idea. They started in Malaysia. They're now in Australia. Then they'll go to Vietnam and Cambodia, Nepal, India, Rwanda, Kenya, Tanzania, Bolivia, and Ukraine, and then return next July after that 11-country trek. We're very excited for her, very proud of her. And
do you sleep well at night?
You know, we do.
I mean, you gotta worry about her. I mean,
we do, but we've tried very hard to teach our daughters to be people of faith, and that God will take care of you in whatever circumstance you find yourself. But it's still a struggle as a daddy. It's like but you can't sleep at night unless you just turn it over to God and say, you know what, He's got this. So that's
God will take care of you, but call home anyway.
Yeah, that's right. God will take care of you, but Skype often.
Yeah, Skype often.
So
as often as you can.
We're staying in good contact with her, and the third world countries that we like to call third world, we call them that because they skipped the Industrial Revolution. But they are right with us, technologically speaking, with regard to cell phone and internet.
That's good.
So it's pretty. It'll be pretty unusual when we will be out of contact for any significant amount of time.
Now, the other people that are going on this trip too, are they doing similar things to raise money, or?
Yeah, I suppose they give them all kinds of. There's a training that goes on stateside before they leave, and she, of course, participated in that. And part of the training is how to raise money. And then they have benchmarks that you must meet. And before she left, she had to raise over a third of her support. And the total is $15,500. She had to get to $6,500 before she got on the airplane in September, which she did. And now she's at about $8,000, I think, but she still has $7,000 to raise. And so we're very thankful that that Bike the Bull, in its second year, is decided to allow the money to be.
Now, what is the bull?
The Bull Shoals, the lake.
Bull Shoals. Okay.
Bike to Bull Shoals.
I get it now. What is the bull? Come on.
There you go, Dan.
All right.
It's okay.
Sometimes things go over, but sometimes I catch everything.
Sometimes you catch it. Yeah, just absorb it like a sponge, Daniel. We know.
Well, I think the best thing to do, if you're interested in participating, you can be a part of this. If you want to donate money, you can do that too.
Our church website is
I was going to try to find it. Okay, the website is www.fccmtnhome.org. That's fccmountainhome.org.
Correct. And then Caitlin also has a blog.
Caitlin, part of their training tells them that they must communicate with the people back home, and her primary way of doing that is through her blog, which is caitlinmartin.theworldrace.org.
Theworldrace.org.
And so if you want to join that list and get normal updates from her, she tries to post once a week to that.
Is there a deadline for this, or can you?
The morning of.
Morning of.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
okay.
they can register now all the way up
Okay.
until 8 o'clock the morning of the ride.
Can they get this on the website?
Yes.
This registration.
Yes, they
form?
can actually
Okay.
register online at the church
All right.
website too if they want to do that ahead of time. Not
Great.
have to mess with it that morning.
Great. Well, thanks
Very
for coming.
nice.
Thank you for
always,
having us.
You know, the great stories. This is a good show today. I love the
Yeah.
stories that we've been hearing today. Great heartfelt things that are going on, and people are, you know, it always amazes me that people take the time out of their lives to be so passionate about things like this, and it says a whole lot about our community. Thank you all for being here.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
All right, let's get to the puppies.
The puppies.
The,
puppies
the
are
good
fine.
feel part of the show. We'll be right back with Marion Sherman and the pets of the week.
Pets
Stay
of the
with
week.
it.